Too many niggas is all in my ear. Bitch, I got poppin' in less than a year. I shop at Gucci, you shopping at Sears. I'm making more money than my peers.
Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy REAKCJA, and today I'm back here with a new video. So we're gonna be reacting to Quebonifide's new album that he just dropped. Seems like Quebonafide has just dropped an album out of nowhere. I mean, like, he just dropped 12 to 13 songs on his YouTube channel about a day ago now. So yeah, we're gonna go through each and every one of them, check them out, discuss some lyrics and our thoughts on the actual song itself, and it should definitely be interesting. So without further ado guys, let's just get straight into the first track here.
Słonie, lwy i małpy walczą w nas. Powiedz tym i tamtym to, że tracą czas. Zapytałaś, kiedy płakałem ostatni raz. Jak przeszedłem The Last of Us. Ej, mam dość kłamstw, dość już rozkmin. Pływałem kraulem po morzu toksyn. Łezkę wylałem po związku z i mógłbym pośpiewać o winie jak ci chłopcy z Moskwy, ale...
Alright guys, so let's check out the first verse here. So he starts off this verse talking about elephants, lions, and monkeys, and one song that this song reminds me of is Arctic Monkeys. I think that's their group name, but it kind of has that same rock sound to it. And he goes on the verse and he talks about swimming in a sea of toxins, and he ends off the verse here saying, I'm good at being bad. So maybe this verse is about maybe he's gonna start talking about the critics and stuff, because obviously a lot of people have been saying Quebonafide has you know, bad media attention, so maybe he's addressing his critics here. But with that being said, let's get back into the track.
Skończyłem i wznowiłem karierę. Moja dziewczyna głupieje, ciężko być z borderem. Sam za chwilę ochuję z tym rollercoasterem. Co się dzieje? Ja mam drogi płaszcz i dres, który zdążył zżółknąć. Najpierw ją duszę, potem buzi w czółko. Nie wiem po co o tym mówię w kółko. Prosiła, żebym zostawił łóżko. Jo, kojarzysz ten stary numer?
Another thing I can say is I really like the aesthetics of the actual video itself. Obviously it's not like a visual, but you can see all the Japanese writing on the video and stuff. I wonder why he chose to have a Japan edition for this album, so someone let me know in the comments why that is.
Jeszcze od The Streets, gdy poznajesz znaną niunię, co jest tam, gdzie ty. Wszystko wtedy jest od nowa i znów chce się żyć. To dla wszystkich moich ex in peace. Gdybyście mnie nie rzuciły kiedyś małpki wstrętne, to szczęśliwy bym się przy niej nie obudził pewnie. Miłość to paliwo i osiąga ceny niezłe. Stoję w neonowej kamizelce.
So in the second verse, Quebonafide talks about his ex-girlfriend, you know, how his career impacts his relationships, because obviously when you're an artist you always have to tour, work, and this and that, so it's not really good for your relationships and that. And the song ends off here talking about ex-girls and monkeys. So I don't know if he's calling his ex-girls monkeys or what, but yeah, this track is pretty interesting. For the first track, you know, I guess he's talking about an ex-girlfriend, and obviously Quebonafide has mentioned his ex-girlfriend in a couple of tracks recently that I've checked out. But anyways guys, let's end off the song here and finish off the first track.
Dziewczyn z tamtych dni, choć od dawna już nie słucha tego żadna z nich. Kocham, pozdrawiam. To jest małpy. To jest małpy. To jest małpy. To jest małpy. To jest małpy.
Alright guys, so that's basically it for the first track here. It was definitely very interesting. Quebonafide talks about his ex-girlfriend. Weirdly, this song kind of had like this rock aspect to it that I really actually liked. But yeah, Quebonafide seems to be approaching this album differently, you know what I mean? Like, this is a very surprising first song that I would hear from Quebonafide. Okay guys, so we're on the second track. This song is called Kanye. So yeah, let's check this song out. Maybe it's about Kanye West, we'll see.
Nauczyć blond na pamięć. Czekam aż szepnie zdanie. Tęsknię za starym Kanye. Ej, chcę ją zarazić rapem. Nauczyć blond na pamięć. Czekam aż szepnie zdanie. Tęsknię za starym Kanye.
So in the chorus here, Quebonafide says, I want to infect her with the rap, teach blonde by heart. Then he says, I'm waiting for her to say, I miss the old Kanye. So I don't know if he's relating himself and Kanye in the way that everyone might be saying, I miss the old Quebonafide. So he's kind of relating with that. Also, I don't know if he's talking about the same ex-girl that he was talking about in the last song. So let me know if he's talking about her. But anyways guys, let's get on to the song.
Skąd się dowiedziałem, że ma kolszet naćpany. Wszędzie widzę doktorów tak jak Bugs Bunny. Nawet nie wychodzę z domu, przeraża mnie strach stary. Lęki to jest to, czego najbardziej się boję. Od roku nie nagrywam, a co dzień nowe przeboje. Tłumaczę jej, co to jest punchline, kto to BDS.
So in the start of the verse, Quebonafide says this girl is singing Ariana Grande, and then he also brings up Mac Miller, who died on drugs. And obviously I've known that throughout Quebonafide's videos he keeps mentioning about Mac Miller and his impact on his career. And then he says, I don't even leave the house because of fear, you know what I mean? So maybe he's saying fear of overdosing, just like Mac Miller did, kind of, you know, makes him want to stay at his house and just isolate himself.
I dlaczego Lil Pump ma beef z J. Colem? Moment, nawet nie wiem w której chwili przyłapałem ją jak słucha Fugees Killing. Później leciał Drake, później Eminem i Hova. Do J. Dilly coraz krótsza droga.
Hey man, I just heard him name a lot of English rappers right there, for sure.
Czekam aż szepnie zdanie. Tęsknię za starym Kanye.
Kanye. Hey. Quebonafide then ends off the first verse by talking about Lil Pump, J. Cole, even name dropping Toronto's very own Drake, Eminem, Hove, who is Jay-Z. So it's nice to see that he's bringing up all these Western artists. And I also like how he asks, why does Lil Pump have beef with J. Cole? You know what I mean? Like, how are they beefing? It's like two different generations. They're both in the rap game. What is the reason behind their beef? Is it fake or not? So I like him bringing up that.
Jestem po prostu złym typem, nie że jakiś bad boy. Mam ochotę wpaść do faktu, zrobić szachli jebdo. Moi ludzie lepią haszysz jak pieprzone play-do. Dzwoń do mojej damy, jak chcesz reklamować Avon. Ejo, ja do tego nie mam nic. I tak jest bardziej na rapy już niż ten rap dziś. Patrzę w lustro zastanawiając się, gdzie ja w tym. Piękne buźki chciałyby móc z nami jeść, spać, pić. Wolę siedzieć w chacie, słuchać.
And Quebonafide starts off this verse by saying, I'm just a bad man, not some bad boy. So once again, addressing the critics and, you know, that whole idea about how Quebonafide is this bad villain, you know what I mean? He's saying, I'm just a bad person, you know what I mean? I'm not this bad boy that they make me seem to be. So I like that line.
Słuchać sobie J.I.D. Nie straciłem twarzy, poznaje mnie Face ID. Chociaż flesze świecą jak neony Texas Street. Otoczony z każdej strony tak jak Tel Aviv, Sela Vio. Chcę ją zarazić rapem.
One of my favorite lines at the end of the verse is he says, I haven't lost my face, Face ID recognizes me. So, you know, I think he's kind of saying, even though I've changed so much with this whole introverted personality guy, I still have the same face, I'm the same guy, you know what I mean?
Chcę go zarazić popem, zarazić go na amen. By zamiast tych cykaczy przed spaniem włączał lany. Chcę go zarazić popem, zarazić go na amen. By zamiast tych cykaczy przed spaniem włączał lany.
Damn, I don't know who that last person was, but that girl can sing. So let's check out what she said. So I like how she says that I want to infect him with pop, you know what I mean? How Quebonafide was saying, I want to infect her with rap. She's saying I want to infect him with pop. So yeah, but that was a great song, guys. So let's check out the third song on this album. Alright guys, so we're back with the third song here, so let's check it out.
Daj mi jeszcze roki Coachella. Dzisiaj rano odpaliłem mail od menadżera. Odrzuciłem coś za milion, tak jak Peja i się zbieram. Niewykluczone jest, że kiedyś tego nie odrzucę. Bo mam taką fantazję, że pracuję w domu uciech. Kochanie, jutro zacznę ci liczyć każdą minutę. Za te buziaki w szyję płacisz mi 200, super. Siedzimy w Emirates, na jednym z lepszych miejsc. Może to śmieszny flex.
Yeah, this track is a nice switch up from the first two tracks, you know what I mean? Like, the first two tracks kind of had that rock aspect to it, especially the first one. But this one is just a straight, grimy, fucking rap song, you know what I mean?
Telefony w dłoni trzymam tak jak Kevin Gates. Chce mi się kochać, że jakbym właśnie wyleczył AIDS.
Siedzimy w Emirates, na jeden z lepszych miejsc. Może to śmieszny flex. Dwa telefony w dłoni trzymam tak jak Kevin Gates. Chce mi się kochać z nią, jakby właśnie wyleczył AIDS.
Jetlag to mój nowy.
Okay, so Quebonafide starts this verse by saying he could have advertised at the bank a long time ago. So I think that line just means he could have advertised how much money he's making. Then he talks about getting emails from his manager and how he just needs one more year to be in Coachella. I already think he should be in Coachella. You know, the numbers he gets are crazy. So. And the chorus here, he mentions Kevin Gates. Obviously, Kevin Gates has that song called 2 phones, you know what I mean? And he mentions that in the chorus. And then he ends off the chorus here saying that jet lag is his new drug, you know what I mean? Quebonafide has definitely done a lot of traveling, so I wouldn't question that. But let's check out his second verse here.
Pod szkołą jak mata byłem przygłupi.
Think he just name dropped Mata there.
Nie przemielą mnie drukarnia, Power i SAC-Dro. Chciałem to jebnąć, kilka razy zmienić kurs. Przypomniałem sobie TPS-A, Delitisu, Pegisu. Wyszła fajnie, że nam wieży ciśnień wyremontowano. Każdy ma pieniądze w oczach.
So Quebonafide starts off this second verse by explaining how he hustled to where he is right now. You know what I mean? He's saying it took years. Then he says, just yesterday I was standing outside the school with my folks like Mata. Obviously, Mata dropped that huge song called Pato Inteligencia, where he stands outside with his friends in the video. So Quebonafide name drops Mata. And then he ends off the second verse saying that he regrets that he played a New Year's Eve concert cheaply. I'm probably gonna need some more insight on that line, so let me know in the comments. But let's move on with this song.
Chata, ale znów jestem sam i to samo od nowa. Samolot i walizka rimowa. Najbliższa osoba to steward Boeinga. Chyba nie potrafię z tym wygrać.
In this last verse here, Quebonafide just saying, you know, he's going from place to place, from Shikspur, or however you say that, to LAX, which is LA's fucking airport. So, you know, this whole song is really just about jet lag is my new drug, you know what I mean? So, really, honestly, I can envy that, man. Like, one of the best things about being an artist is probably going around the world and exploring different cities. I definitely wish I have the opportunity to, you know, travel the world. So, it was a cool song all in all, guys, but let's move on to the next track here. Alright guys, so we're on the 4th track here. The song's called Aspartum. I believe Mata is featured in this song, so that's definitely a big link up. 2 of the biggest Polish artists at the moment. So let's check out this song and see how it goes.
Strasznie mi się chciało pić. Z tobą czuję się jak w raju. Jest jak miało być. Znowu nie, to już jakaś przesada pieprzona.
So I'm guessing this song is definitely gonna have the Mata style. So when I say Mata style, I mean retro, like 90s almost R&B. That sound from that era is kind of replicated in Mata songs, in my opinion at least. So that's definitely going to be very interesting, seeing how Quebonafide approaches this that style of rap. So
robię w mikrofali popcorn na słodko. Moim jointom dokucza samotność. Chodź, zanim telewizor mi wyłączą. Odkąd mam kanapę, no i custom. Możesz się rozsiąść na nich.
So the intro here says, a drink full of aspartum, I was terribly thirsty. So I'm not really too sure what aspartum is. And then Mata, of course, on his weird shit says, I love making sweet popcorn in the microwave. And then he talks about joints and feeling lonely. I just feel like he's talking about that typical stoner image, you know what I mean? Like watching TV, getting high, always on the couch, you know, being a couch potato. So that was very interesting. And anyways, let's check out the first verse here.
Puszczę ci lane, Coldplay, jazz. To co chcesz. Pająk wpadł we własną sieć. Hej, muszę cię mieć. Pijesz aperola, ja whisky. Żadnych gierek, chyba że...
Seems to me that this song isn't as serious as the other tracks, you know, much more of a chill / vibe track. And I love those tracks from Mata especially. So yeah, it'd be very interesting to see Mata on this track.
Jestem na haju z nią. Jestem na haju. Napój bez kalorii, pełen aspartamu. Chwile bez powtórek, sędzia nie dyktuje waru. Mamy czerwone źrenice jak ulica Amsterdamu. Jestem na haju.
And in the chorus here, Mata talks about being high with a girl, roaming the streets of Amsterdam. Honestly, the chorus is a fucking banger. You know what I mean? Like, it just, the sound itself is very impressive. The production value so far has been very high. You know what I mean? Like, they must have spent thousands and thousands on this album. But yeah, let's check out the second verse here from Quebonafide.
Mam czerwone gały, no bo wpadłaś mi do oka. Że miłość raczej ślepa jest jak ja. Zostań chociaż chwilę na Netflix chill, HBO and Bone, albo serio film. Jak chcesz może być, nawet Fox, albo BBC, proszę.
So the vibe I'm getting from this track is a very chill track. Definitely just talking about chilling, you know, getting high, living life, and so far it's been the best track on the album.
Mów kilka słodkich słów, kilka słodkich chwil. Wszystko tu, oprócz twoich ust, będzie sugar free. Przecież pasujemy do siebie jak nie wiem dziewczyno. Peanut butter jelly, jak dom i wakacje. Pizza z ananaskiem albo te solone pistacje w nutelli. Znowu na kolację jemy na kanapie te same co wczoraj płatki śniadaniowe. Przepraszam, że nie umiem w ładne melodie. Zamknąłem cię w klatce.
The second part of that second verse there was absolutely insane. The flow on that was crazy. Once again, just talking about chilling, you know, pizza, eating Nutella, eating some pizza, and just chilling and stuff. So this is a very great track, probably the best track so far that I've checked out. Mata and Quebonafide definitely make a great combination. So let's end off this track with Mata's chorus here and then discuss our thoughts at the end.
Jestem na haju.
This track was a banger, man. So far, I think it's probably going to be one of the first songs to touch 1 million. And it's always nice seeing these, you know, old school per se. Apparently, people have been telling me Quebonafide is considered old school. I don't know why. And seeing the new school and Mata joining forces and making music. So definitely a great track, the best track like I said so far. So with that being said, let's check out the 4th track on this album. Alright guys, so we're back here with the 5th track of the album. We're approaching the halfway point of this album. So far I have to say it's been very impressive. The first 4 songs were all unique in their own aspects. The link-ups have been crazy, of course. Honestly, my favorite features so far have been Mata and that girl in the second last song that I checked out. But anyways, guys, let's check out this song. I don't know if it has a feature or not, or if it's just a solo track. But like I said, guys, very impressive album so far. Let's check out this song. God damn, what is this, a nursery rhyme or something? I'm about to go to sleep in this bitch.
Moje kochanie.
So especially this track, but also on some of the other tracks, I've noticed that they've tried to utilize as many, like if you guys watch like anime and shit and listen to some of the music, a lot of the instruments are very different, and I'm hearing some of the same instruments that I'm hearing with, you know, regular Japanese music, and I guess he's trying to implement it in this new album because obviously this is the Japan edition, so that's very interesting.
Naszyjniki z pereł, hollywoodzki dywan i Nike TN. Tłum przed openerem, moje miasto ma prawie 2 razy mniej. Piękne ciała obok, żadne z nich nie było jak bezpieczny port. Przy tobie jestem sobą, chłopcem rzucającym kamieniami w czołg. Wymyślałem siebie tyle razy w życiu, że już zapomniałem co to znaczy ja. Na szczęście mam wokół tych życzliwych typów, którzy mi przypominają co i raz. Jestem marketingiem.
So this track definitely sounds very spiritual, to say the least, you know what I mean? I gotta really applaud Quebonafide on his courage to even make tracks like this. Imagine being gone for 2 years. This is the first album you've dropped and you're dropping a song like this, you know, utilizing a lot of Asian instruments and stuff like that. So if you look at the lyrics here, you know, they're definitely talking about some more somber things, you know what I mean? He's talking about he's invented himself so many times that he's forgotten what he has meant, you know, like what me means. So, you know, you've seen that even recently he's changed to this whole introverted personality, and he's been changing a lot. So I really do like that line, you know what I mean? That's a very deep line. Then he goes on and he talks about how he's becoming a meme, you know what I mean? People think he's marketing. I too myself thought he was marketing with this whole different approach to music and life, but maybe he was, maybe he wasn't, you know. You'll never really know those things. But yeah, the song is very interesting to say the least. I'm actually definitely enjoying this one. It's very soothing, very calming and relaxing. Something I would listen to in a sauna or some shit. So let's move on with this track.
Prawdę nie potrafię wcześnie wstawać. Obok mnie są ludzie, którzy ze mną byli w pieprzonych melinach na pieprzonej grze. Nie interesuje mnie, czym inni żyją. Nie mam na nic czasu, już tylko na miłość.
Man, this song is gonna be one of those tracks where people either love this shit or hate it. You know what I mean? There's not gonna be an in between. But in my opinion, this song is pretty interesting, soothing, like I said, calming. The instruments are very mellow and chill, and I like it, man. I like it. I don't know about you guys. You guys let me know in the comments. So, but this is a very different track, and I like his feature as well.
To wszystko było dla ciebie, całe to umieranie.
Alright guys, so that's basically it for the track. I mean, the rest was kind of like the same repeating chorus that the first guy sang. So this song was almost like a freestyle in a way because it only had one verse. And Quebonafide definitely talks about some very personal things. He opens up on this track, and it's almost like a spiritual track, you know what I mean? So, something that means a lot to Quebonafide. And you can tell like the way he was rapping was very taken back and very kind of like almost like childish in a way. So I rated this track, I would have to give it like a 7.5 out of 10. And let's move on to the next track though. Alright guys, so we're here with the 5th track of this album, so let's check this one out.
Głowa to Parowar albo Sarajewo. Ojciec głosował na Kaczyńskiego, nie wiem dlaczego. Moja była słuchał One Direction. Przy poprzedniej potrafiłem nie mieć rock erekcji. Chociaż w sumie to jest sexy, nie wiesz w teksty. Sam mam fałdy jak te karbowane lejsy. Leo Messi jest ode mnie o rękę.
So Quebonafide starts off this verse by saying he's still that young Quebo. He also says, I have a little one and I rap like I have a big one. So obviously he's talking about, you know, his dick. The man said he has a little dick, but he's rapping like he has a big one. You feel me? He said, I've got foals like those crispy Lays, Leo Messi. So, you know, I think he's referencing how Leo Messi is always in Lays commercials and shit like that.
Dostajesz numer Regon, to się czujesz tak jak Miedwiediewska. Czemu masz ten uśmiech tylko kiedy trzymasz iPhone? Te kamienne twarze wokół jak na górze Rushmore. Widzę tylko las rąk, pełen stempli paszport. Miałem tylko chęci i zrobiłem z tego Gazprom. Gazprom, 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 Gazprom.
So I'm pretty sure Gazprom is a Russian company, like an oil company. I know that they're very wealthy. So it's kind of weird how Quebonafide is making a song about them, about a random oil company, but I guess they're very big in Poland.
Z jakąś wydzieraną mordą. Też nie czaję fazy, czemu wszyscy o mnie trąbią. Jak na Rosh Hashana, łak to moja szama. Sztuki jak mnie widzą, chcą się napierdalać torbą. Na szczęście ta skromność czasem lubi przysnąć i mogę przycisnąć, wozić się jak Rickross. Co gdy flesze znikną, ludzie zaczną topnieć. Pewnie znowu przestanę się martwić płaskostopiem.
And with this being the 6th or 5th song on the album, you know, it's very awesome to see how unique this album is. Every song kind of sounds like its own little song, you know what I mean? Like, I haven't really seen two songs that have replicated each other. And, you know, as a fan of someone's music, it's always nice to see that they're not making the same shit over and over again. For example, if you look at an artist like Lil Uzi, you know, everyone was waiting for him to drop his recent album for like years. And then he finally drops it and people are like, this is fucking garbage. You know, why would I wait all that time for this shit when he just sounds like the same on 15 tracks? So that's one thing that this album, no one can say that about this album. So that's been awesome, man.
I tym, że się garbię, niech inni się martwią. Mógłbym dziewczyny zamawiać jak transport. Wow, ale żyję z Polą Raksą i gdy piszę o jej piersiach wciskam kapsok. A ty, czemu masz ten uśmiech tylko kiedy trzymasz iPhone? Te kamienne twarze wokół jak na górze Rushmore. Widzę tylko las rąk, pełen stempli paszport. Miałem tylko chęci i zrobiłem z tego Gazprom, Gazprom, Gazprom.
So in the second verse, he starts off by saying, you know, he's this painted weirdo. You know what I mean? Like, he's painted over his tattoos. Like, that takes some serious dedication if you're gonna literally wake up every single day and paint over your shit. So you know what I mean. So you're more accepted in society. So he calls himself a painted weirdo. You know what I mean. And then he says he can push and drive like Rick Ross. You feel me? So another thing that's been quite common in this album is naming different artists from the Western world. The bridge here is very interesting. He says, "Why do you only have that smile when you hold your iPhone?" You know what I mean? That's a deep line. You know, some people, if you hang around with them, like they have to have their phone in their hand at all times. It's kind of creepy, honestly. So I guess he's picking up on that. We'll keep that in mind, and let's check out this third verse by Quebonafide.
A u dziewczyn cienki pasek, zimną wódkę, ciepły obiad i czasami tracę zasięg w samolocie, tak chrapię, że się budzę przerażony na afterach po Warszawie. Pogubiłem mikrofony, przykimałem w tylnej ławie kiedyś na kolegi ślubie. Nie umiem śpiewać, bo nie lubię, ale kocham żyć, jak wybijam się na miasto, bo nie posiadając nic zbudowałem sobie Gazprom.
This third verse here by Soko is really just talking about him becoming an artist, you know what I mean? At the start, he's talking about women offering him entertainment, things like that. Then he talks about, being at the club and getting, vodka for free, I guess, as payment for a performance or something. Then he talks about how it was before he became an artist, afternoons in Warsaw, this and that. So he says he built himself up like a Gazprom. So I guess that's what this song is really about, you know what I mean? Like building themselves up like a company that's making billions of dollars, you feel me? So I definitely fuck with this song, man. And Quebonafide is known to be a solo artist in, I think, his album called Quality. So you know that this guy's speaking nothing but fact. End off this song here and move on to the next track.
Gazprom, 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 Gazprom.
Alright guys, so that's basically it for this song. Definitely, it wasn't my favorite on the track or on the album, sorry, but still a good track. It wasn't too bad. I would rate this one like a 6 out of 10, maybe more like a 5.5 out of 10. Wasn't really feeling the sound, but the actual meaning itself was definitely way better than the actual song, you know what I mean? Building yourself up, becoming independent, and Quebonafide is definitely... That's a very good thing to showcase to his fans, you know what I mean, and a very good message. So props to him for that. But let's check out the 6th or 7th song of the album here. Alright guys, so we're here with the 7th track of this album, so let's check out this.
Śnieg pada na białe Porsche. Robię źle, a chciałem dobrze.
Oh, no way.
Stąd podejdziesz za blisko, to ukąszę. Nie płaczę po Notre Dame.
No way, my guy actually got B-Duz on the track. B-Duz on Quebonafide, man. This is a huge link up. Honestly, I think numbers wise, B-Duz is 2nd and Quebonafide is 1st. So this is definitely one of the biggest link ups in the Polish rap game, period. You know what I mean? And they've been mentioning Notre Dame, so I find it quite interesting that Quebonafide would actually make a track about the Notre Dame. Obviously, it caught on fire like 2 years ago or something like that. But yeah, man, this one is definitely gonna be a banger.
Nie płaczę po Notre Dame. W radio leci tu wopian. Czuję się jak Orel sam. Jetlag to mój nowy track. Jestem naćpany tak. Nie wiem czego wciąż mi brak. Co tak cenne jest i czego mogę chcieć i Lamborghini, jet ski. Popatrz w moje oczy piwne jako kto.
Alright, so the chorus here, B-Duz is talking about snowing on a white Porsche, this and that. And he said that he did not cry over Notre Dame. The pain is burning within us. Honestly, for me, the Notre Dame burning wasn't a big... it didn't impact me as much, but I know a lot of people in Europe were definitely impacted by that.
W tle te lawendowe pola. Chcę jeszcze trochę słońca zanim trafię na De Gaulle'a. Rok spędziłem w samolotach, pociągach i na promach. Myślę o twoich dłoniach, palcach na moich skroniach. Lazur, piasek, ja i ona. Życiem pijanie na skałce i odsłonię te ramiona. Jej głowa na mojej.
So then Quebonafide starts his verse by saying that he didn't cry for Notre Dame, and talks about a French song playing on the radio. So I don't know how well connected the Polish rap game is with the French rap game, because obviously you've been watching my channel, you've been seeing that I've been starting reacting to some French rap. So I've only been starting to get into it. But yeah, man, French rap is definitely booming, and Quebonafide has made some tracks about France, like C'est la vie. But yeah, I don't know that particular track that he talks about in the track.
Na nie patrzeć, lepiej weź oszczędź ten morał, bo ja nie żyję jak w bajce, nie. Śnieg pada na białe Porsche. Robię źle, ja chciałem dobrze. Przepraszam, nie jestem stąd. Podejdziesz za blisko, to ukąszę. Nie płaczę po Notre Dame.
Hey bro, when B-Duz made that track with Pressa, I think it was called Michelangelo, I knew that this guy could definitely come into the English game and make some hooks, you know what I mean? Because B-Duz is probably one of the best with the hooks. He kind of definitely reminds me of that Post Malone, White Iverson type of track, you know what I mean? So, and B-Duz definitely killed his chorus, man.
Które gryzie bez, uczuć, które żywię bez, rany, którą liżę bez, rzeczy, których wstydzę bez, tego rajsy fiber bez Quebonafide bez, grzechów, które popełniłem w hotelowym wyrze, nie płaczę po Notre Dame. Stary, szczerze, łzę uroniłem może po Macmillerze.
Quebonafide has been doing that in the past couple tracks, you know what I mean? He'll maintain a flow in a song, and then all of a sudden he'll just change it up, man. And that shit was hard right there, the past 20 seconds that I reacted to. So yeah, man.
A jak zawiodłem kolegę i jak braciak poszedł siedzieć, to leżałem na podłodze i skamlałem tak jak zwierzę, nie płaczę po Notre Dame. Wariacie, płaczę z miłości, bezsilności i po stracie. Płaczę, kiedy tracę rozum, znowu uwięziony w chacie. To jak pierdolony dozór, mam na morzu burzę, bracie, ale ciszę w komnacie, także...
So I didn't talk about the end of the first verse, but it's just basically about traveling the world. You know what I mean? He says he spent a year in planes, trains, and ferries. Obviously, I think he's talking about that album where he goes around the world, or maybe he was talking about those 2 years where he was gone. And in the second verse here, Quebonafide said he didn't cry for Notre Dame. He cried when there was 3 funerals in a week, and you know, he had 3 burials in a week. So I don't know if he's talking about some personal shit there. I'm not too sure what that's about.
Z mokrymi polikami lepiącymi się od łez. Mówiłem, kocham w życiu te 5 razy, może mniej. Ona działa jak ekstazy, więc jest pewnie trochę lżej. Śnieg pada na białe Porsche.
So Quebonafide actually ends off that second verse by once again discussing Mac Miller's death, and he's mentioned him in about 3 or 4 songs, maybe 2 or 3 songs in this album so far. So just from that, you can definitely see that Mac Miller definitely had a huge impact on Quebonafide. And when he passed away, I mean, like, I used to listen to Mac Miller's music too as a preteen. So you know, when he died, it was like that's one of the legends of the rap game to me honestly, because that's what I grew up listening to, you feel me? So obviously I'm gonna feel like he's a legend. But it's crazy to see the impact that Mac Miller had on Quebonafide's music though. And then he also talks about losing his mind when he's trapped at home, man. And as a guy who's been in quarantine for the past 4 weeks, trust me, like, being inside, I feel bad for all the man them in jail, fam. Like, being in quarantine for 4 weeks has showed me life in jail is no joke, dog. Holy. But anyways, guys, let's end off this track. What a track it's been. Quebonafide and B-Duz. Let's end this off.
Robię źle, ja chciałem dobrze. Przepraszam, nie jestem stąd. Podejdziesz za blisko, to ukąszę. Nie płaczę po Notre Dame.
Alright guys, so that's basically it for the track. Honestly, this song was a banger. B-Duz made this track go from like that A to the A+ level. So one of my favorite songs on the album for sure. I would say this is a close second, and first it would have to be that track with Mata. So this track was definitely awesome. But let's move on to the next track here. Alright guys, so we're back here with the 8th track of the album. So Tokyo 2020 is the 8th song, and Taco Hemingway is also on this track. So with that being said, big expectations for this track, so let's check it out.
Z Kyoto do Nary, jadę z Kyoto do Tokio. Ona ma oksy Prady, nie płacz mała, bo zmokną. Jadę z Kyoto do Nary, dawno nie byłem w Schengen. Wokół kamery robią skany jak rentgen. Jadę z Nary do Kyoto, jadę z Kyoto do Tokio.
Okay, so the chorus is both Taco Hemingway and Quebonafide. He's just saying, I'm going from Kyoto to Nara, Kyoto to Tokyo, and you know, talking about a girl in some designer clothes and this and that. So the chorus definitely sounds like that one track, I think it's called Tamagotchi. So it really does remind me of that track, but so far it's banging.
Ona ma oksy Prady, nie płacz mała, bo zmoknął. Lecę z Busan do Tadzi, lecę z Tadzi do Shenzhen. Ona ma trampki z sercem, słuchamy New Romancer. Znudzili mnie Gaudi i Eiffel, loty z Seulu do Taipei. Każdy wygląda jak hypebeast, każda wygląda jak highbay.
So Quebonafide starts this verse going off of what the chorus was talking about, and he says he goes to Japan, everyone looks like a hype beast, everyone looks like a hype bay, feel me.
Koła low life i high tech, tańczymy po winie, póki nie przeminie to życie jak Dat Beef i MySpace. Yo, zamawiam bobę i bibimbap, a ona wodę i sticky rice. Dwa kraje w dobę bez dzikich kart, nie noszę obej, mam inny vibe. Przez rok nawinąłem te 1,5 zwrotki, a i tak na koncie jest szybki hajs. Oni są wczuci w te rapy, ja siadam do pracy, bo zasięg od Wi-Fi padł.
I like this line where he says around low life and high tech, you get me? He's around low life people in Tokyo, because I've even heard about like gangs in Tokyo, and you know, he's around the low life but high tech, you know what I mean? Tokyo's known for kind of being like the New York of the Eastern world, you know what I mean? So I definitely like that line.
Jest nie ten level, Filip zna Chiny. Podrabiasz nas 1 do 1, suko.
Jadę z Kyoto do Nary, jadę z Kyoto do Tokio. Ona ma oksy Prady, nie płacz mała, bo zmoknął. Jadę z Kyoto do Nary, dawno nie byłem w Schengen. Wokół kamery robią skany jak...
This is easily the catchiest song on the album so far. Taco Hemingway and Quebonafide, they've already made an entire album together, so they definitely have some really good chemistry in the booth, and it's showing in this song.
Ona ma trampki z sercem, słuchamy New Romancer.
Nikt nie zna mnie jak Face ID, VPN ziomo, no bo śledzą IP. CNN znowu opowiada bajki o wojnie, BPM-y robią high speed. WeTransfer przesyłają nam beats na PayPal, potem przelewają hajs mi. Pytają, czy jestem ciągle głodny. Bitcha might be. Widzę dogona.
So Taco Hemingway here comes with the flame. He says nobody knows me like a Face ID, VPN, you know what I mean? Like no one can track those things. And then he goes on and he starts spitting about CNN, you know, telling tales about war again. If you watch the news, especially like CNN and especially American networks, you just see the propaganda that they push to the people. And then Taco Hemingway also says a line that I really like. He says, "I see where the internet leads us. I've never seen such a stupid herd." You feel me? And it's true, man. It's just such a stupid crowd that, you know, kind of follows the same trends and this and that. So I like that line there.
Niczne ruchy, no ale nagle moja Siri mówi, że odradza. Żebym wydał kasę jakiś neon, błaga, neon, Louis, neon, Prada. Polej tylko jeszcze jeden kielon, barman kielon, drugi kielon, spadam. Ona mówi, gdzie idziesz, Fifi, moje ruchy na CCTV. Orwell uczył, więc nic nie zdziwi. Dane płyną jak Mississippi. Cywilizacji jeszcze nie...
This is the best track in the album, fam. This is definitely the best track in the album so far. Taco Hemingway killed his feature. Like every time they work together, Taco Hemingway always kills his shit, man.
Oknem, deszcz na neonie. Jadę z Kyoto do Nary, jadę z Kyoto do Tokio. Ona ma oksy Prady, nie płacz mała, bo zmoknął. Jadę z Kyoto do Nary, dawno nie byłem w Schengen. Wokół kamery robią skany jak rentgen.
Jadę z Nary do Kyoto.
Alright guys, so that's basically for the 8-track Tokyo 2020, my favorite track in the album, hands down. Hands down, that is my favorite track in the album. Alright guys, so that's basically it for the 8-track of the album on Tokyo 2020. Easily my favorite track on the album, 100%. And a big part to do with that was Taco Hemingway's verse. I think my favorite part was probably when he says, some neon signs beg me to spend money, neon Louis, neon Prada. Like the way he delivered that bar was just so fucking sick. I didn't even understand it at the time of reacting to it, but you know, you guys saw my reaction. But now reading the lyrics, that's even better. That just makes the bar better. So yeah, easily my favorite track. Taco Hemingway, what a fucking feature, man. What a feature. So with that being said, let's check out REAKCJA and see what this track is about. Alright guys, so we're here with the 9th song of the album. So 75% of the album almost done. It will be after this track. So let's check out this song and see how it goes.
Pusty bar, pełne szkło, przez to zło ciągle przypominam. Łajzy, wycie psów, śmiech i kwit, kilka płód, brud i ty do piekła. Skrót, dobrze
man, this is dope. This is coming off on some like rock, you know what I mean? Like honestly, when I hear this, I imagine like this is kind of like the first track on the album where it had kind of that rock aspect to the song, but I'm grooving with this one.
Krzyczą diabły, wróćmy tam na ulicę, gdzie mówiły dobry.
The intro really gives me this idea, a picture of where this song is going, talking about pain and all of that, but with some fire, you know what I mean? Like you can just hear it in the guy's voice. He has some anger, some real fire to his voice. So I'm really liking this one so far. It's dope, it's different. Like I said, this album has come with a variety of different tracks, you know what I mean? There was that lullaby fucking one, you know, then he's had some he's tried to use a lot of Asian instruments in some of his music, and now he's coming with rock and that whole Arctic Monkey vibe. So I fuck with this. Let's check out the next verse here.
Brudne, a myśli paskudne jak pijackie szczyny. Speluny, meliny, ludzie wjebani jak szczury w labirynt. Wchodzisz tutaj, kiedy nie możesz usnąć. Wypełniony pustką, jest duszno i dymi. Solą na ranę, sypałem bracie o 5 nad ranem. Znam podążanie za złym pożądaniem i naćpane panie stające się ciałem i taniec na czerwonym świetle.
So after that first intro, Quebonafide definitely drops a verse that equals that same fire and passion that we heard at the start.
Pusty bar, pełne szkło, przez to zło ciągle przypominam łezę. Wycie psów, śmiech i klik, kilka bód, brud i ty do piekła.
Alright guys, so that's basically it for the 10th track of the album. I mean, it was pretty awesome, and actually the outro here, Quebonafide says, "We're quickly bored of paradise." You feel me? Like just a message about anyone that's chasing, I guess every human being is chasing their own paradise, you know what I mean? So he's saying as a human being, you just quickly get bored of that paradise. So I really like that outro there. It kind of sets up the next song. So without further ado, let's check out that next song. Alright guys, so we're here with the 11th track of the album, so let's check it out.
Posadziła mnie przed domem tak jak dziką roślinę. Płonące kominy, koc i bujany fotel. Mądra książka, herbata z goździkami, kminek. Już prawie w to uwierzyłem, ale jeszcze
Hey, this one definitely has like that chill lo-fi type of feel to it, and I'm digging it so far.
trochę, jeszcze trochę tego pisku, tego wrzasku i braw. Trochę listów, trochę blasku, loży VIP-ów i sław. Trochę ciuchów, co myślecie i nie chcecie mieć nic. Tych barberów bez kolejek, drogie drinki chcę pić za darmo. Wbić sferajną bramkę.
Dlaczego znów?
Alright guys, so in this first verse, Quebonafide just talks about, you know, living the life as a celebrity, you know what I mean? At first he talks about a girl. Once again, don't know if he's talking about his ex or not, but he then talks about you know, people are sending him letters, people are sending him clothes. So, you know, a lot of companies do that, so they promote you know, their clothes and shit like that. So I guess he's just talking about the celebrity life in this first verse.
Doklejonym uśmiechu za hajs. Znowu życie, które kusi mnie jak Rumpelstiltskin. Da ci wszystko w zamian za to, że ty siebie też dasz. Siebie też dasz, olejesz tę rodzinę i dom. Zostanie mi tylko stal, beton, cegły i szkło. Bez dziewczyny obok z głosem młodej Celine Dion. Czując, że finał zjebany.
In his second verse, he then talks about, you know, being addicted to some of the things like cash and all the luxuries he has. Then he has a line here where he says, "I fucked up the finale like Game of Thrones." You feel me? So I don't know what finale he's talking about there, but that's a pretty funny line.
Bardzo cię przepraszam, ale chyba nie chcę wstawać, myślę.
Dlaczego znów? Czuję się jakbym przegrał każdy mój ruch. Bardziej mnie w tym utwierdza.
Hey, this track is like for if you're cruising in an old school Chevy or something like that, an old school Beamer, man, what a banger.
I paskudny znam. Mam więcej niż ważyła mnie. Napięcie, odwracam się od zdjęć, od tego co nie potrzeba. potrzebne. Dobro od złego jest nie.
So the ending is just about feeling pain and shit like that. So that was a pretty groovy song, man. Like I said, one of those tracks for like just chilling in a whole school car, driving slow on a nice day, you know what I mean? And I definitely felt those vibes with this song. So with that being said, let's check out the last song on this album. Romantic Cycle is also on this album, and there are also a couple extra album songs, but for those extra album songs I'm thinking about doing a separate reaction for that. So with that being said, let's check out Bubble Tea, the last song of this album. Alright guys, so we're here with the last song of the album that I'll be checking out. Make sure you leave a like if you're at this point. Let me know in the comments if you made it this far into the reaction or the review. Alright, so anyways guys, I'm gonna be checking out Bubble Tea and
Tęsknię za Tokio świecącym jak neon, za Tel Awiwem białym jak welon, za Nowym Jorkiem deszczowym jak w sumie wróciłem dopiero, za brudną Antananaryvą, choć chcieli oszukać nas na paliwo. Tęsknię za pizzą, Weronie i Pizą i na pewno wiesz czemu tęsknię za Rygą.
So in this last song, he does talk about Tokyo finally. You know, I was waiting for the entire album for that track to be about Tokyo. So I guess this track is it, you know, a nice track to end up the album, wrap it up, and, you know, talk about Tokyo.
Za nocnym Santiago i Limą, za jazdą na stopa pustynią. W tamtej Toyocie tęskniłem za klimą. Ten silnik był głośny jak dziewczyny z Rio, yo. Za jazdą skuterem przez Wietnam, tą pierdoloną, zatłoczoną drogą. W każdym z tych miejsc zabawa była świetna, ale jeszcze bardziej
Tęskniłem za tobą.
One of my favorite things about this album was Quebonifide's choices of artists that he used, you know what I mean? Especially for the hooks, like he has used some underground artists that at least I haven't heard about. And you know, they really have voices, they can sing, and they add to the song a lot, you know what I mean? So I really like his choices, and he definitely, I think, you know, took his time with this album.
Dałbym się pociąć, ale przyjmę kulkę w moim bubble tea. Tęskniłem za tobą. Nostalgia to błysk, do którego nocą latają ochoczo takie śmie jak my.
Tęsknię za stertą rozrzuconych koszul, za rapowaniem do utraty głosu.
So in this second verse, Quebonafide starts to talk about experiences in Tokyo, you know what I mean? I believe, I don't know if he's talking about Warsaw here or Tokyo, but you know, he says he was sleeping until 5. You know, he used to rap so much that he lost his voice. Just good moments like that in Tokyo, and it's pretty interesting.
Ale chyba jednak wolę to na zdrowo.
Tęskniłem za tobą, nie kłamie jak zły. Dałbym się pociąć, ale przyjmę kulkę w moim bubble tea. Tęskniłem za tobą. Nostalgia to błysk, do którego nocą latają ochoczo.
Alright guys, so that's basically it for the album. Definitely a great album. This is gonna be something that people will listen to 5 years from now, and it's definitely a classic, you know what I mean? Quebonafide has returned with a well-produced album, a album where 2 songs aren't the same, you know what I mean? Every song was different. So yeah, like sound-wise, this album was the best, and I think honestly even the lyrics too, it's a close second to that last album, but yeah, in general, a great album. I'm very happy that I checked out this album, so I hope you guys did enjoy this reaction. It's probably gonna take me a long time to edit, so for anyone that is there, please make sure you leave a like. You know, only takes 2 seconds of your day and it helps me a lot. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. It was a honor and a privilege to listen to this album. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, and